Good morning, Lufkin Central and Online Worship Community. Jason Hollinger, the campus and community minister here, and coming to you live from the kitchen. And I've been in my mornings, I've been reading a little bit from Isaiah and a little bit from Galatians. And I just wanted to spend a little bit of time with you this morning talking about what I've been reading. I'm in Galatians chapter 5. And just man, there's this in my mind. I keep having this line from Braveheart, this guttural scream of freedom, right? And just that proclaiming that, the importance in proclaiming that and owning it and responding appropriately to it, right? Listen to this, Galatians chapter 5. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. Just hearing those words, he's saying, okay, why have you been freed? You hadn't been freed so that you can be bound to something else, and you haven't been freed so that you can be stuck in those things that hold you back, those things that just those constant reminders every day. You have been freed for freedom. You have been freed so that you can live unbound, unchained, that you can break free from those things and go out each day and accomplish and live in the way that God has called you to live. Yesterday, I take Mondays off from the office, but the homeless ministry that I lead out here. Street Ministries Lufkin. There's Street Ministries 2540, our main office in Rockdale, led by Jason Hill and his team, and do this here in Lufkin. And so I went out to go serve like I usually do. So, swung by before I needed to make a trip to Sam's, and so before I went over there, I thought, well, I'm going to make up some plates before I go up there. So I made up some pulled pork sandwiches, chips, pickle, cookie, all those things. And I meet a gentleman that was, he's one of the kind of the new residents of our homeless community, and he said he's just here for a few days. And I asked him what's going on, and well, he said his mom's in the hospital with COVID. Hadn't been able to go see her. She's 74 years old. But what was remarkable was what he then told me. I asked, I said, well, where'd you come from? Where were you before this? He said, in Houston. He said, I walked here. I walked here so I could be here. And the difficult thing is, you still can't go into the hospital room where she is. Hopefully, he said, hopefully she can get her room in the next couple of days. And they said she would have a window so I can go and stand outside her window. We stopped right there in that moment and had a prayer. And just, you think about that. You think about that moment. You think about what that experience, when we have somebody, oftentimes a friend, loved one in the hospital, we hop in our car, we hop in our vehicle, we get our phone out, we start making connections, we start reaching out, we start doing all these things. It's not as easy for everyone. That was one occasion. Another of our homeless community, more long-term member of this community. And let's be honest, it's not a homeless community and shelter community. It's a community. We are a people coming together, and no matter where we live, where we stay, where we sleep at night, but you get the point. He has made some choices, had some things that didn't take care of. Well, what happened? caught up with him, and I was there and watched as there were some warrants out for his arrest, and he was taken taken away. But his bike that he rode there on, there it sat on the curb. So go through this doorway, and right outside to our garage, there's his bike. I'm going to try to track down his girlfriend and just let them know that I have it. Wanted to make sure that he can have it. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. So we don't have to be bound to those things anymore. Maybe those choices that we wish we didn't make, that got us in situations that we wish we weren't in. Maybe those moments of wondering, where does our help come from? Where does our hope come from? Well, our hope is in the Lord. It comes from Christ Jesus himself. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. For through the Spirit, by faith, we ourselves eagerly wait for the hope of righteousness. I don't know about you, but I wait for the hope of righteousness. We get to experience it right now, but there's something even greater we get to experience tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day, and on, and something even greater that we get to experience in eternity. But until then, we must live as those who have been set free, and we need to live in such a way that others can realize that freedom that Christ has for them as well. So here's my challenge to you today. How are you going to live out that freedom? Find a way to live out that freedom, not just for you, but for someone else as well. Show them what Christ has done for them. Show them who Christ can be for them, who Christ desires to be for them. Can't wait to hear and see how it goes. You'll have a great day. God bless.